And I'm gonna go Facebook.
Doris, do you have your internet and your television now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got it all.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let her know we're recording.
All right, Mallory, we are recording and we are streaming to Facebook, theoretically.
Great. Should mute everybody, right?
So I am gonna mute everybody except for Mallory.
What about Martin?
All right. Thank you so much, Barry, for being our man in front of the curtain, because you can see him, but I guess behind it as well. And I'm going to start sharing my screen.
Can everybody hear?
All right. If you could give me a thumbs up if you can both hear us and see the screen. All right. Okay. Ready?
Ready?
All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We are so happy to be here. Thank you for having us. For those who don't know me, I am Mallory Kahn Johnston. I am Robin Kahn and George Johnston's daughter, and Bob Kahn, Janet Kahn, and Mickey Kahn's granddaughter. I grew up at the UJC, had my bat mitzvah there, confirmation, and over to you.
My name is Martin. I'm Mallory's husband. That's all.
And we're really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us do this Kabbalat Shabbat service. We were really glad to be able to give the wonderful cantor Penny Kessler a break for one weekend. A few little notes on us, just so you know, we do have 2 cats who can't really be tamed. So if you hear some meowing or one of us suddenly disappears, that's what has happened. So we apologize in advance because that probably will happen. All right. We also want to say a shout out to anyone who is eventually watching this and had lost power at the time. We hope that you regain your power soon. Sorry, one second. All right. So we are going to start today's service with Maya Shalom. This is going to be a very musical service. Unfortunately, technology does not exist yet that allows us all to actually sing together, but we feel your intent, we feel your spirit, so please feel free, even though you're muted, to sing along with us.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
So next we will be doing the candle lighting. So if you have your own candles at home, we hope you join with us. And if not, here's some candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. We now move on to Kiddush, the Kiddush. So if you have your own wine, Please join with us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam orech peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher k'tzavanu v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ya'ava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'maaseh b'reshit v'hu yom tzedakah Mikra Kodesh, Letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Bacharta, Liotanu Kidashta, Mikol Amim, Shabbat Kodshecha, Ve'ahava Uratzon Himhavanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Amen.
Richie. Do we have mute on the computer? Okay. That's version 1, 2, 4.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharim, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amalek, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amalek, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bakuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amalek, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Second.
Sechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amalek, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now we will welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Kala, Lecha Shabbat, Lecha Havela, Lecha Dodi, Lecha Kala, Lecha Shabbat, Lecha Havela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Ishmianu v'lameuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad, Yoshenu letiferet utila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, V'nei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, V'nei Shabbat lekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, Ki mekor haberachah, Me'osh mikerem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'mot Shabbat kila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, V'nei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, V'nei Shabbat lekabela. V'toreri, Ki ba'orech u'miori, Uri And now we begin our service, our prayer with Baruch Hu. So this might be a new version for some of you, but we hope you sing along anyways.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu atah Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yadai lai lai 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 Yadai lai lai.
Am I awake? Am I prepared?
You ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Olay on the Laila, Olay mifnei Choshen, Olay mifnei Choshen, Choshen mifnei Or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, be in thy heart, shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou risest up, and when thou liest down, and when thou liest down, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates, and upon thy gates, that ye may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Next, we have a tune that might be new to you for Mi Chamocha, but we hope you will sing along with us anyways.
Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi Chamocha nedam b'kodesh, mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi Chamocha nedam b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Malchutecha ra'u banecha, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedam b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedam b'kodesh. Ayam לפני משה ומרים, והביאנו, והביאנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך מעולם ועד, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע לקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע לקודש.
ונאמר כפדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Did you mention anywhere that Mikamocha is you wrote it? So that Mikamocha, she wrote it just because maybe she didn't credit herself in PowerPoint. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu, Le'shalom. Let there be love and understanding and love. Peace and friendship be our shalom. Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu,
Be our shelter from life's storms.
let there be love and understanding among us.
Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
Next, I know you know this one, so I really do hope you will join in with us.
V'shamru
b'nei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולפלותם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולפלותם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי
לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים
ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל
את השבת,
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש,
שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So now we move into the Amidah, one of the main parts of the service, and we're actually going to be doing a silent Amidah tonight. So after we sing this opening prayer, you can either say the Amidah to yourself in your home or say the prayers that are in your heart, and then in a few minutes we'll come back and sing together again.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. say shalom imrona. Uya say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom imrona. Uya say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael.
Come to the part in our service where we're remembering those who are in need of healing, in need of physical and spiritual healing. So we ask if anyone wants to say someone's name out loud. The directions are on your screen. You'll see our participants at the bottom of your screen. Click on that, click raise hand, and Barry will unmute you to say this person's name. Thanks, Barry.
Robin Kahn. I'm trying to unmute her.
Just tell her to.
Wait. All right. Go ahead, Robin.
Pat Conti.
Janet Kahn.
Arnold Mittler.
Ooh, oh, Arnie Midler.
Myrna's raising her hand. Myrna.
Where's Myrna?
She's right
Oh,
under you. Under you, right under your name. She's unmuted. Tell her to go.
Myrna?
Yes, Chad Sinanian.
Warren Kessler.
Helen Becker and Nancy Becker.
Gary Singer.
Joe Elbaum.
Where's the hand? What the hell did they say?
Stanley Parker.
Fine. Just
Hannah Davis.
I don't think so.
That's it.
Thank you, Barry.
what was that? The official.
We also would like to hold in our thoughts and prayers right now the thousands of people who were injured in the explosion in Beirut in Lebanon. May all you mentioned and all of them find comfort and healing.
May the source of Mi shebe'ela imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Great. So a little brief Devar Torah for everyone. This week we're reading Parashat Aikev. In this parasha, Moses reminds us that the people, there's the cats. Moses reminds us that the people have virtues of keeping God's commandments. God tells them if they follow God's laws, no harm will come to them, and that the land will overflow with milk and honey. God says if we obey the commandments to love and serve God all the days of our lives, that God will grant rain for all our lands and grass fields for our cattle. However, if we do not obey God's commandments, God will shut the skies and our lands will not yield any produce. This type of give and get relationship with God is not one that many of us may identify with. And this may pose a problem for some of us when we're reading this type of this portion. We don't necessarily think that God will grant us things if we obey God's commandments, or that God will smite us and our land if we disobey. So I'd like to offer another type of interpretation, starting with a beautiful poem by Rabbi Richard Levy, Zichrono Livracha. If we can hear the words from Sinai, then love will flow from us, and we shall serve all that is holy with all our intellect and all our passion and all our life. If we can serve all that is holy, we shall be doing all that human can to help the rains to flow, the grasses to be green. Rabbi Max Chaikin reflects on this poem, and he says, we can hear the words from Sinai and apply their principles as we live our lives in the pursuit of holiness. This poem reminds us that there are consequences to our actions and urges us to consider how they impact the world around us. Our actions may not literally cause rain to fall or crops to grow, but they can and do impact the natural world around us and our fellow human beings for better or for worse. He offers this passage. And now, O Israel, what does the eternal your God demand of you? Only this, to revere the eternal your God, to walk only in divine paths, to love and to serve the eternal your God with all your heart and soul, keeping the Eternal's commandments and laws, which I enjoin upon you today for your good. Rabbi Chaikin says, we do not have to believe that God directly punishes in order for us to take responsibility for our actions. As we walk through life, doing so in ways that demonstrate love, service, and protection of all creation. So we can take these interpretations and lessons to heart. Our actions and choices do have consequences. We can choose the way that we treat each other and this planet, and these holy choices can make our world a better and more prosperous place. Shabbat Shalom. So we now come to the point in our service where we'd like to ask everybody to think back. I know it was a hard week for some, but to think back, and if you have a blessing that you would like to share, again, you can raise your hand and Barry will either call on you or unmute you.
The Sauls.
We have power.
Yeah.
That is a big blessing.
Yes.
Just say you're powerful.
I don't feel that, but we're blessed that we have power.
Rob and Kahn, can you unmute?
Of course, we have the blessing of having Mallory and Martin doing such a wonderful job tonight. So that's the first one. And George and I celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary on Monday.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Gustav.
That's all I see, Mallory.
All right, thank you, Barry. And we'll now move on to Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצו, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ויום ההוא ויום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We now move on to the point in our service where we remember those who have recently passed or those whose yard sites that we are observing. Here at the UJC, we are observing the yard sites of the following loved ones: Jack Berliner, Rose Fisher, Rosa Frenkel, Albert Hyams, Roselle Kovnatz, Bertha Mitchell-Quell, Rebecca Selkow, Jeanette Wallach, David Weisblatt, and Julius Weisblatt. We ask again, if you have someone else you would like to name, to please raise your hand, and we ask again that Barry would help us out with that.
Go ahead, Mallory.
Okay. I'd like to add the recent passing of Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz, who translated the Babylonian Talmud into modern day Hebrew, making Jewish learning accessible to many people. May his memory be a blessing. And we also hold in our thoughts and prayers again the over 150 lives who perished in the devastating explosion in Lebanon. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. For those who wish to recite Kaddish, you can now rise and join with us. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'yalma divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chaye jekol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach leolam umei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bialma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael ve'el kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, amen. So we might have some announcements. I'm supposed to pass it over to Bonnie.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. And thank you, Mallory and Martin. Services were absolutely beautiful. I can see your grandparents' beaming faces on my computer right now. So I know they're happy, and I know your mom and dad are as well. We have shared that message with Lisi, who sends her good wishes to everybody and apologizes for not being on. She was Pixel XL and couldn't get connected, and she still has no power at home. But the Shabbat services for tomorrow morning are listed on there. Ralph Falkenstein will be leading services. Nancy Brown will be chanting Torah and Haftorah. And Barry, in addition to working the back end of services or the front end, will be giving tomorrow's Devar Torah. Thank you to everybody for that. For those who are interested and who would want to list their loved ones in the Book of Memory, the deadline for that is August 28th. Please call, email the synagogue with any questions, or I know you can reach out to Leslie Siegel as well. And the one upcoming event at this point is Tuesday, September 1st. How can September already be on our calendars? But Tuesday, September 1st at 7 p.m., please join Karen Steiner for yoga. And have a good week and Shabbat Shalom again. And thank you again, Mallory and Malcolm. Okay, Martin, I gave you a new name.
Thank you, Bonnie. All right, we now move on to our closing song, which I think is very fitting. Even virtually, it has been really good and pleasant for all of us to be here together with you. We hope you join along with us.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. It was a wonderful service.
Yes.
Thank you, Alan Martin.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
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 Thank you. Oh, come on, wait, they'll show us this.
Shabbat Shalom.